If you end up making just one of the mistakes I'm going to be covering in today's video, you'll find yourself either losing money or regretting that you ever started dropshipping. I've been dropshipping for over 5 years, and I've been able to successfully scale up multiple e-commerce brands, and I've seen and experienced many different situations that I would suggest that any beginner avoid. With the amount of competition that's out there, dropshipping is not a business model that you can just trial and error till you get it right, because there's always going to be someone out there that's doing it better than you, and you'll quickly find yourself in a hole of money and time being spent with nothing to show for it. So if you're kicking off your dropshipping journey, or you've already been dropshipping and you want to make sure that you're not doing anything that can be detrimental to your success and get actionable steps to avoid these mistakes, you're going to want to stick around. And real quick, if you like this video and you want the chance to get on a free one-on-one call with myself and my team to cover anything that you need help on, smash that like button down below and comment the word dropship with your biggest takeaway from this video. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The most naive thing that you can do is believe any of these gurus out here telling you that you can start your dropshipping business with $0. Like any business, dropshipping is going to cost you a little bit of money to get it started and to continue to keep it running. And although there are some ways that you can start while on a lower budget, it's safe to argue that if you have money to invest right now to start, you'll have the capability to drive quicker results. Look, I'm gonna keep it completely transparent with you. There's a list of things that you're gonna be coming out of pocket for when you first start your dropshipping store that you will need to be prepared for. For example, Shopify, product research tools to help you find winning products, vitals and other apps that you need on your store, creative so that you can run ads, domains, actual money to spend on ads. There's a couple things that you're gonna need to be prepared for. And look, I'm not trying to scare you off by showing you what you'll be paying for, but it is very important that you know so you can come into this business with the right mindset and the right budget. To prepare yourself and make sure that you have the funds to start your dropshipping store successfully, it is always a good idea to create an expense chart. An expense chart gives you the ability to add any monthly cost of running your business so that you never are just spending money without knowing how much you're spending or what you're spending money on. Because let's be honest, no one likes an unexpected charge coming out of their account. And with that, budget is always something I get questions on, and rightfully so. People want to know what they're getting into before they get into it. If I had to break it down into exact numbers, I would suggest that you have about $3,000 to start off with if you're planning on learning how to dropship by yourself. This would ultimately allow you to pay for the things that you need to start the business up and have about $600 to play with to test 4 different products and leave a little wiggle room for any surprises. Now, if you are going to be starting off with a mentor, I suggest about $800 to $1,000 to have for you to basically just have the money to cover the startup costs and be able to test out 3 different products and actually have success from them. And if you're looking for one-on-one guidance to grab you by your hand, no matter your experience level, and guide you from point A to point Z with your dropshipping journey, you can apply for the limited spots available in my one-on-one mentorship with the link down below to hop on a free discovery call with myself and my team today. In the grand scheme of things, dropshipping does have a lower startup cost than starting a brick and mortar business, but that does not mean there is no startup costs at all. Having these financial resources allows you to launch and operate your business more smoothly and professionally, because success in dropshipping requires an investment of time, effort, and yes, money to set yourself up for a prosperous journey. But to put it simply, having the money to invest means absolutely nothing if you're struggling with your product research. This leads me to mistake number 2 that many beginners find themselves struggling with. Product research is one of the most necessary skills to have when you're starting your dropshipping journey. One of the worst things that you can do is to rush a process and not really take the time to learn how to truthfully validate products. Without a full understanding of what makes up a winning product, you'll quickly find yourself testing product after product without any sales, and even worse, without any profit. Look, I'm gonna be real with you. When I first started dropshipping, I fell into this loophole myself that cost me way too much money and definitely way too much time. And once I realized that selling anything that I saw and thought was cool wasn't working for me, I started to focus on product validation, not reinventing the wheel, and following consumer trends. Let's break it all down real quick. When it comes to product validation, there are a couple non-negotiable features that your product must have. Starting off with number 1, it needs to give some sort of solution to a common problem or a wow factor that has the ability to catch the attention of shoppers. And number 2, it needs to be a product that has enough quality that consumers see value in if they're going to be spending $30+ on your product. Now, I always say do not reinvent the wheel when it comes to dropshipping, because customers are going to show you what they like based off of the engagement that they're giving a product advertisement. This means that when something is gaining the attention of potential customers, you'll see an excess of comments, likes, and shares happening. Look, if you want to drive results consistently with the product that you're selling, you do not need to focus on trying to sell the next biggest and baddest thing, but more so something that's already done well in the past, or is currently picking up steam with its engagement on ads that competitors are already running. Because when you see this means that someone is currently already having success with the product or has in the past, which should mean to you that you're able to replicate it. And a lot of the time, you're able to replicate the success with these products because consumers are having the same behaviors year after year. This is why paying attention to consumer trends is just so important. Trends are going to show you exactly when to start selling a specific type of niche or a specific type of product and when to stop selling it. And I love to use Google Trends to help me out with this. But in order to use it efficiently, you have to think like the shopper. So with that being said, because we're in mid-July, we can see through the Google Analytics that there will be over 26 billion searches happening this month and over 8 million searches happening every single day. With this high amount of search volume, the next step is just to simply think of what seasons/trends are about to happen. Just like I said earlier, thinking like the consumer. For example, back to school and the fall season are about to happen. So you would just want to type in those trends into Google so you can see exactly when consumers are the most interested in these seasons and when they are going to start declining. So as you can see by the data, the back to school trend starts the first week of July and starts scaling all the way up until right around the second week of August. While the fall season starts around the first week of July and scales all the way up into right around the first week of October. Let me tell you, understanding this type of data is going to be key to continue success with the product that you choose to test. And because you know that consumers are going to show the same behavior year after year, as you continue to find products that work for you, you can create what I call a product calendar. And you can see my product calendar right here, where I have every single month, the holidays and seasons that go with it, and then products that go with each one of these as well. A product calendar, like the one that I've made, helps me know exactly what types of products to sell, as new months and seasons come around based off of what's consistently done well in the past and shown to be on trend. Curating your own product calendar is going to help you stay ahead of the curve and dominate the market with your products because you know exactly when and what to sell. Now, imagine knowing what products you should be selling and seeing the sales coming in, but actually losing money off of it because you do not know your profit margins. Some people like the look of how many purchases they have and love the look of the revenue that's being generated. But let me tell you, revenue means absolutely nothing without profit. If you do not know how to price your product and understand your profit margins, you're gonna find yourself either spending way too much money for what you're making and going into a hole, or breaking even and profiting absolutely nothing. You're not just running this store for fun. The goal is to actually make money from it. So, if you actually want to make real profit, then you have to be following 4 simple rules. 1, making sure that you're able to sell the product for at least $30 or more. It is just so important to remember that you are going to be spending money on running ads. So if you're selling a product that's $10, but you're spending $20+ on ads every day, it doesn't make financial success or sense for your business. This may seem like common sense to some of you, but as a beginner, it's very easy to fall into the thought process that you should be selling cheaper products, which is just not the case. You need to be focused on selling useful products that could be sold between $30 and $120. And make sure that you're staying around for the second tip that's gonna make sure that you're profitable while you are selling products within this price range. And that's sourcing the product within a 2.5x margin. Now, this is huge and one of the most important things that you need to do while dropshipping. This means that if you're selling a product for $30, you should divide that $30 by a 2.5 margin, which is going to give you $12. That $12 is telling you that you need to be sourcing the product from your supplier for that amount or less with shipping included. This is a critical aspect of staying profitable while selling, because by sourcing the product within the 2.5x margin, you're giving yourself some buffer room to still profit off of making a sale after operating costs are included. Let me just break it all down for you. If you're selling a $30 product and it costs you $5 in ads to get a sale, and $12 to purchase and ship the product to your customer, then that's a total of $17, meaning you're pocketing $13 from every single sale. So just imagine if you're sourcing the product outside of the 2.5x margin and spending more on ads to get a sale. Your profits are going to start decreasing rapidly. Now, tip number 3 is what's going to help you keep track of your profit and losses, which is to get a profit tracker app. And you should be able to open this app and see your profits every single day for the products that you're selling. For example, here's my general store right here where I just launched this product last week. But you can see I'm already at $339 profit today with a 47% profit margin. But I would have never known this if I didn't have this profit tracking app. I personally use BeProfit to track my stores because it can give me a full breakdown of what I spent versus what I'm making, along with tracking what I'm spending on my cost of goods sold. And the best thing is you can have multiple businesses connected to this. So I have my dropshipping stores and my brands connected. Doing this so I have all of my data in one place. And I'm able to separate through what store I want to look at or looking at all my business's performances on the dashboard, which is very important while running multiple different stores. Having a profit tracker app takes the guesswork and manual labor out of trying to keep track of everything yourself, and automation is something that I'm always an advocate for. BeProfit has never given me any issues while connecting to any spreadsheets or advertising platforms that I'm using and tracking the data that's coming from them, and it's a tool that since I put it on my store will literally never come off. And if you want to try BeProfit out with a free trial and 15% off, you can use the code AC15 at checkout or check it out with the link in my description. Now, having a profit tracker means nothing if all you're going to see is negative numbers on it, which is what's going to happen if you do not understand how to read your data. Tip number 4 that I have for you is to take the time to learn and understand what your data means. This means understanding what the specific metrics mean and what you should be ideally aiming for with each metric to remain profitable. I personally give out this KPI chart to all my students, and it's the same one that I use to help me decide when to cut ad sets and when to keep them going. As you can see, it's basically an e-commerce calculator. As you can see, if I come over here and change the selling price, or I come over here and change the cost of goods, it's going to change over here on the right side what my main numbers that I need to be seeing across the board. And it literally tells you everything, from what your break-even cost per purchase is to what you're willing to spend in order to keep increasing profits, cell by cell. I do go more in depth about this chart and explain some of the most important metrics that you need to know in this video right here, which is a great place to start right after this video. Now, these next 2 mistakes are going to be ones that you're not going to want to miss learning how to avoid, because they will be detrimental to the growth and success that you can have with your dropshipping store. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but when it comes down to it, dropshipping is more than just running paid ads nowadays, especially if you want to drive some real serious results. As a dropshipper, you are a marketer. This means that you should be willing to put in some time to do market research and always be looking for new ways to step outside of the box and set yourself apart from your competition. There's always going to be competition out there selling the same thing as you, but the worst thing that you could do is try to make yourself look exactly like them. Instead, create a marketing strategy that helps you set yourself apart by 1. Defining your target audience and different ways that you can market your product towards them. Secondly, working on your messaging. The copy that you put on your ads and your store is what's going to convince customers to buy. You need to be taking this seriously and do not be afraid to try out different hooks. And 3rd, create engaging content. Content is always going to be king when it comes to dropshipping. You need to make sure that you're ready to put out different styles of content until you find one that works for the product that you're selling. Now, I know that the steps that we just talked about can sound easier said than done. Trust me, I get it. But building this marketing plan all starts with a competitive analysis of what your competition is doing. By seeing what your competition is doing, you'll be able to come up with ideas on how you can market the product even better. And if you can exploit those differences in your marketing and build your online presence by following through with your marketing plan, you'll be wiping out your competition and leading all that excess traffic to your store. And even when you're driving this consistent traffic and even getting consistent purchases, this doesn't really get you far if you cannot create repeat buyers. If you did not know, it's always going to be cheaper to obtain a customer that you've already had rather than trying to continuously obtain new ones. So this means neglecting customer retention strategies in your dropshipping store can have a detrimental impact on your long-term success. By doing this, you're missing out on opportunities for repeat sales. By neglecting retention, you'll lose the opportunity to maximize the lifetime value of each customer and the potential for a consistent revenue coming from them. You're also creating a lack of brand loyalty. Building a loyal customer base is key to sustainable growth. Without proper retention efforts, customers may not develop a strong connection to your brand, which can affect your customer acquisition potential very negatively. Now, enough of what neglecting customer retention strategies can do to your store. Let's talk about how you can avoid doing that. You need to be building your email list and invest into email marketing. Create an engaging email campaign that offers incentives such as exclusive discounts, early access to new products, or tip-based email sequences that lead to the product that you're selling. This in turn creates a sense of exclusivity and appreciation that your soon-to-be long-term customers will love you for. Personalize the customer experience. Tailoring your interactions and offers based off of individual customer preferences and behaviors will significantly help with retention. Leveraging customer data to personalize email marketing campaigns, recommend relevant products, and provide targeted offers, you will soon have repeat customers every single day. Let me tell you, if you show your customers that you understand their needs and value their preferences, you'll create a personalized experience that encourages repeat business. The 5 mistakes that we covered today are some of the most common mistakes beginners make while starting their dropshipping journey. But if you took notes and applied the solutions to your own store, nothing can stop you. Now, before I leave you all to get to work, don't forget that if you like this video and you want the chance to get on a call with my team to cover anything that you need help on, make sure to smash that like button and comment the word dropship in the comment section down below with your biggest takeaway from this video. I'll see you all next week. This is AC with Supreme Ecom, and I'm out.
They gon' want a piece when you got it like that. Like Jake said, we gon' spend it, get it right back. site crash. They on IG trying